Okay, today I'm going to be teaching you percent of change, and this assignment is kind of tricky for some people because they're all word problems. What I need you to understand here is that we have the change over the old equals the percent over 100. I need you to be very careful here. If you're going to make a mistake today, it's going to be right here. What goes here is the change. Now let me explain that to you. If a price went from $3 to $4, well, the original price was $3, so this is the old price, and this is the new price. But here's my question. What's the change amount? How much did the price change by? Well, the price changed by $1 because it went from $3 to $4. So the change amount is $1. Be careful, don't put the 4 there. Put the change amount. The old price goes on the bottom of the fraction. The amount that it changed by goes on the top, equals percent over 100. Okay? So let's do that. Find the percent of change in this problem. All right, from $98 to $106. So let's set our proportion up. All right, we're trying to find the percent, so it's going to be x over 100. Right? What was the old price? Well, it started off at $98. I do not put 106 here. What I put here is how much did the price change by? Well, if it went from $98 to $106, it changed by $8. So there you have it. So what am I going to have to do now? Well, I'm going to have to cross multiply, right? We did that on a previous lesson. So we end up with 98x is equal to 800, or 8 times 100. Then we need to divide that by 98, and divide this by 98. And then you're going to have to go off to the side somewhere. On this assignment today, you can use a calculator. So I don't mind if you grab a calculator to do this math. Okay, so when you divide 800 by 98, you get about 8.1%. We can just round that to the nearest whole number, so that's about 8%. Now, the price changed by about 8%. Now, the other thing you need to do, so the percent of change was 8%, and then you need to tell me, is that an increase or is that a decrease? Well, the price went up, so it's an 8% increase. Okay, so there you have it. Not hard at all, is it? All right, let's see another one. The price fell from $20 from an original price of $50. Now, what does the price fell by $20 mean? Well, let's go through the formula again. Remember, it's change over the original equals percent over 100, so let's fill in the blanks. Change over the original, percent over 100. The price fell by $20. Well, that means the price went down by $20, which makes that the change. So that 20 goes on top. And the original price was 50, so that's easy. It's over 50 equals x over 100. Okay? Now, in this case, let me make your life a little bit easier. You got two options here. If I have a fraction that I can simplify quickly, I would do that. I would write that as 2/5. So I divide the top and the bottom by 10. And now I have 2/5 equals x over 100. And then you can cross multiply if you want, but you could also just look for a pattern. 5 times what makes 100? Well, 20, right? So 2 times 20 makes 40. If that doesn't make sense to you, you can just do the problem now. Do the cross products. We have 5x is equal to 2 times 100, which is 200. And now we're going to divide that by 5. And we end up with x equaling 40. The percent of change was 40%. And then the other part you need to ask yourself, is that an increase or is that a decrease? Well, the price fell, so that's a decrease. Okay? And there's your answer. All right, let's do two more. The price increased by $10, which was 25%. What was the old and what was the new price? Excuse me, I just lost my page. So the price increased by $10, which was 25%. What was the old price and what was the new price? Good problem, but let's go through this again. The price increased by $10. That's the percent of, that's how much money it changed by, so that goes here. Okay? The percent of change was 25, so the percent goes here this time over 100. And then obviously then the only thing left is the original. That goes there. So we're going to cross multiply, although once again 25 over 100 is 1/4. So you might want to call that 1/4. Now what do we have? We have x times 1, which is x, and 4 times 10, which is 40. So x was 40. What does that mean? Well, that means the original price was $40. Okay? And what was the new price? Well, the new price was, the price increased by $10, so it's $10 more than 40. It's $50. Not hard, I hope. All right, one last problem. Joe now weighs 200 pounds after losing 40 pounds. What was his percent of change? All right, now let's walk ourselves through this really carefully. Joe now weighs 200 pounds. Is that his new weight or his old weight? That's his new weight, and so you have to be careful here, because the first mistake people make, oh, well, that's 200 and that's 40, and you're wrong. So that is not where that goes. In actuality, the 40 is okay, and let me explain it to you. He lost 40 pounds, so that's the change amount. What goes here? The original amount. Well, how much did he weigh originally? It wasn't 200. He lost 40 pounds, and now he's at 200. So his old weight was 200 plus the 40 more. His original weight was 240, which makes that x over 100. All right? I would drop the zeros if I were you. Then I'd have 4 over 24, which is the same as 1 over 6 equals x over 100. And real quick, you get 1 times 100 equals 6 times x. So you get 6x equals 100. Divide by 6, divide by 6. When you divide that by 6, you get basically 1/6, which I believe is 16.6 repeating. So we'll call that 17%. Okay? 17% what? Increase or decrease? He lost 40 pounds, so that's a decrease. All right? So that's percent of change. Most important thing to remember here is that formula. Most important thing in that formula is remember that the change goes at the top. All right? Good luck with the trick.